Tyler Falk was a member of the Northwest Christian University's men's golf team from 2011 to 2014. His unrivaled success on the course is one of the greatest accomplishments in Beacon history, capped off by NAIA All-American honors in 2014. He is the only NAIA All-American ever for Beacon's golf. Falk was a 7-time Cascade Conference Golfer of the Week, a 3-time All-Conference selection, and 2-time CCC Player of the Year. He burst onto the scene as a freshman, earning his first Player of the Year honors after owning a 74.1 stroke average. As a senior in 2014, Falk won the CCC Championship tournament and became the first Beacon ever to qualify for the NAIA National Championship. That season, he set a school record with a 72.1 stroke average, won 4 tournaments, and snagged his second Conference Player of the Year award. Falk won a school record 7 tournaments during his career, and he ranks tied for first all-time with a 74.5 stroke average. Falk also holds the best single round in school and Cascade Conference history, shooting an 8 under par 64 in the second round of the Cavalier Classic on September 30th of 2013. His 3-round 12 under par 204 from that tournament is also a Beacon record that remains to this day. The 4-time team most valuable player was also a 3-time NCU Male Athlete of the Year, the only male athlete to win that award 3 times. Tyler also won the Sports Information Legacy Award in 2014. Falk returned to NCU in 2017, spending 1 remarkable season as head coach for the Beacons. That year, the Beacons won their first ever Cascade Conference Tournament championship and qualified for their first trip to the NAIA National Tournament. Coach Falk was also named the CCC Coach of the Year and became just the second person in any sport to earn a Cascade Conference Player of the Year award and Coach of the Year award.
At this time, I would like to bring up Jim Falk to induct his son, Tyler Falk, into the Athletic Hall of Fame.
When I met with Corey last Thursday, he informed me that not too many parents induct their kids into the Hall of Fame, so we might find out why. I might be the last. It's a great thrill for me to be up here introducing Tyler. I thought I'd get a little further than this. I was thinking the other day, it'd been almost 10 years to the day since I was in this room watching Tyler receive some awards. At that time, I wondered if this day might come and if I would even be alive to see it. Not knowing how long these things take, I almost called Corey to ask him if he could make that happen. As I was trying to come up with a couple of words that would best describe his style of golf, the only 2 I could come up with were blue collar. Tyler was never a country clubber. He was always a whatever kind of a course I can get on and practice at today kind of kid. He didn't have everything at his disposal and took what he had and made the best of it. Many times he would defy the weather and go practice and play, and quite often be the only one out there. The definition of blue collar in the dictionary is manual labor. To me, as it relates to golf, would be defined as toughness, perseverance, resilience, whatever it takes, and certainly a desire to achieve. All of those, I believe, allowed him to accomplish all the successes while he was here at NCU. And certainly proves true today as well. No greater example of that than when in 2014 at the Cascade Conference Championship, he birdied 4 out of the last 5 holes to win the tournament by 1 and qualified for nationals. was his last opportunity to do so. It was typical of him to wait till the end. It always made it exciting for his parents and the gallery that was following him. Another example of this is when in 2011, between his freshman and sophomore year here, qualifying for his first of 2 U.S. amateurs by winning in a playoff on the second hole with a dramatic birdie putt. The look in his eye that day while he waited for the playoff to begin was something I'd never seen before, but I've seen a number of times since, and I saw it in a photo on the video. He simply wasn't going to lose that day, and as he walked to the first playoff hole, he simply said, "There's no reason I can't do this. I deserve it just as much as the rest of these guys." Having been Tyler's caddy the last several years, and in some pretty big events, I've had a front row seat to see a lot of amazing shots and a lot of great victories. Some of which I still don't know how he did it, especially near the end of a tournament when he absolutely had to have a chance at winning. Tyler at a very young age had a very competitive nature within himself, never liking failure or being short on performance, always striving to be the best he could be at whatever sport he played in. Golf, as we know, can expose weaknesses in you like no other, and it can be very rewarding as well. I've often said that if Tyler had the opportunity to get better, he could better his score by pushing a quarter back and forth across the street with his nose, and with his hands tied behind his back and on his knees, he would have been out there doing it. Tyler has always done things his own way, whether conventional or unconventional. He's never been afraid to try something a little unusual. That's the kind of dedication and attention to detail that he puts into his game, and he still does today. His on-the-course sportsmanship is another quality he possesses. While here at NCU, or a summer tournament, or even on the Canadian PGA last summer, he displayed that every time he played. Whether his game was sharp that day or not, he always was very encouraging to his teammates and to his fellow competitors. Often being heard saying, "Good chip, nice shot, great birdie, good par," to his fellow playing partners, something as a parent I'm very proud of. It's not easy when your game is not where you want it to be that day to be supportive and encouraging to your fellow playing partners that are trying to beat you. And finally, in 2009, shortly before high school graduation, as golf was coming to an end, the athletic director at Marshville High School asked me where Tyler was going to go to college and play golf. I mentioned that he hadn't received much attention and there was probably not going to be any college golf for him. He quickly responded back by saying that would be a shame if he doesn't play golf in college. A few months later, NCU made an offer and very patiently waited for him to decide and stayed in contact with him, even sending him a happy Thanksgiving Day card. What school does that? Once he accepted the offer, it was back to practicing and getting ready for fall golf, even though it was still 9 months away. A big thanks to NCU for giving Tyler the opportunity in 2010. Without that, we wouldn't be here today. And as they say, the rest is history. I'm glad I'm not the first emotional individual to be up here today. And now I'd like to introduce to you the 2024 Hall of Fame inductee, Tyler Falk.
kind of everyone else does now too. You know, I'm kind of glad that everyone else got emotional for me. I just want to start off by thanking the athletic department, Corey, Sarah, Nick. I mean, you guys have been here as long as, since I got here, so it kind of feels like you're the face of the university when I think of the athletics, and you made this place feel special to me. Just kind of felt compelled to do things, and inspired, and I had that support. The atmosphere kind of gave me a platform to want to keep grinding, even when things got hard. And like golf always does, we've been in some rough patches, and it's not all sunshine and rainbows. I'd like to thank the rest of the faculty, board of trustees, the donors here. You guys make this place go around. I just kind of want to share my story, something that my dad and I left out. Before I came here, I grew up here in Springfield. I went to Thurston High School, and like all the kids around here, probably wanted to play for Oregon. And I got told I wasn't good enough to play there. I had interest from the coach, and eventually he told me I wasn't good enough to play there in News because I started playing golf when I was 14. I didn't really do any real summer golf. I just kind of did like junior golf and stuff like that, and like AJGA, traveling around the country. Having that answer from growing up here and being in love with the Ducks, it put a chip on my shoulder, and it took me a while though. I was certainly bummed about it for a few weeks, and I think after a while after I stopped feeling sorry for myself, I went and did something about it. And that's when I contacted Tony Joyner, who was the coach here at the time, and I was like, hey, you know what, I know I kind of turned you down earlier, but is there a second chance? And he welcomed me with open arms, so I'm grateful for that opportunity. Someone just giving me a chance, even after I was pretty firm in saying that I wasn't going to come here. I wasn't polished when I was here. I had talent, but it wasn't very polished. Sometimes I'd be all over the place, and sometimes my heart carried me through. Things are different now because I've been able to work on things and dial it in and be a little bit more consistent. But the results that I had here, especially early on, helped give me some confidence, especially summer golf. And I ended up doing some awesome things with that, and played in 2 U.S. amateurs, and probably wish I would have done a little bit better than those, but I think just getting there, being in a spot like this was pretty cool. I didn't do it alone. I think all that stuff that was up there that's said about me, it's all good and well, but I don't want to take that attention away from the people that were in my life when I was here, and even to this day. I want to thank my one and only swing coach, Doug Duchatel. He went through the same situation as me and kind of had to, do this the hard way. And I always worked at a golf course, and that's how I got my free golf. And ironically, I still work at a golf course. I also want to thank my high school coach, Thomas Pinder. He wasn't the greatest golfer, but he taught me how to have fun, and he always reminded me laser-focused Falky. And I think part of that was because I was a little bit aloof at times, especially at a young age, and have a ton of discipline. Sometimes would aimlessly practice. I want to thank my teammates, Cody, and I had a bunch of teammates, Calvin, Crosby, who were my teammate for a little bit, wherever you're at. Somewhere around, right there, Golden Baby. More so high school, we did a lot of stuff together, man. We traveled all over the place, and we had some great memories, and it's awesome to be able to build that relationship, because every time I see you, you're like a brother to me. guys didn't have to show up. But I babysat those kids when I was in high school, and so every time I get together with them, I kind of feel like I'm still babysitting them. We did the same things that we do now. Now we go play golf, and back then we went down into your guys' basement, and we found some golf clubs one day and started whacking balls around, and they couldn't believe I could hit it over the tree. And I kind of want to point out some people just in particular. I want to thank my sister Jen. I think at a young age, when we were playing video games and stuff, and you couldn't beat the level, I think you called on me just to give me some confidence. Because for whatever reasons, I was able to beat the ones that you weren't. And you're one of my biggest supporters. I'm not signed up for this. I want to thank my great aunt Vi. She saw me for things that lit my soul on fire, and she always asked me about how golf is going, and she saved all my newspaper clippings. She put them on a bulletin board, and she was really proud of showing people that. And so, sometimes when things got hard on the golf course, I think about stuff like that. Like I wanted to give her something to put up there, and I'm just grateful because she was such a genuine human being. And she passed away a long time ago, I think 2015, and was just a great person. I want to thank my mom. He always made sure that I had all my snacks, and that I was well fed out there. And he always supported me even when I had bad days. He made me feel like I was still welcome at home. And it's crazy because as you get older, you start to see your parents' personality in you. And my mom has a tremendous amount of attention to detail. And I think that translated well to golf, because it was the little things that ended up going a long way in this game. Both you and Dad, you guys came to, I think, every single one of my events except for maybe 2 of them, and it was because something was going on that was really important. And, just having you guys there meant the world to me, and I didn't want to let you down. Dad, it was already kind of tough hearing you talk up here. I had to bite my lip a lot. But you showed me how to fight. You showed me how to be tough. You showed me how to work. I don't really know too many people who work as hard as you. You didn't have to go to work 6 days a week. Just give me an opportunity. Early on, especially in high school, I was kind of all over the place, like I said earlier, and I know I didn't have a lot of talent, or at least it wasn't home. And, I just remember something happened, some circumstances that happened that I didn't think were fair, and regardless if they were or not, I was sitting in the garage, I was sitting on the steps, and I was talking to my dad, and just kind of telling him the situation. And it kind of reminded me of what Josh said earlier. But my dad said, if you don't like the way something is, go get better. And that lit a fire in me. And, I just went and practiced kind of religiously. I spent a lot of time on the golf course working on my short game. My mom would drop me off. And, you know, it was once I got my home bench, you drop me off and wouldn't pick me up until it was time for dinner. Sometimes the lights would come on at the golf course and I'd be putting underneath the lights. You guys took me to all those little tournaments and over the summer, and you know, I want to let you know I'm grateful for you guys. And all I want to do is make you guys proud. So that's kind of enough of the sad stuff, because that was my playing side of things when I was here. And you saw that I was coaching here, and I love coaching here. I really love working with the boys. I look forward to it every morning. We weren't very good when I picked you guys up. You know, you were kind of in a tough spot. I put you through a lot of hard work. I made you guys really competitive. And, it was just gratifying to have. I think when I picked the team up, you know, we were maybe second to last in the league, or maybe last in the league, and there were some guys that, you know, we just kind of had on the team. They weren't exactly like what I would consider golfers right away, right? We kind of had to practice with them a little bit. And, to see all that growth in that amount of time, to be a part of a team, where kids that never won a championship, and to see kids cry and parents cry, you know, that hit home to me. You know, I've always kind of wondered if I was here a little bit longer, what we could have accomplished. You know, I was only here for like a year and a half as an interim for half a year and head coach for a year, and then I kind of had to go back to playing golf itself because I felt like it was something I was supposed to do. And, you know, I just hope that the message I left here was that just because a handful of people tell you can't do something doesn't mean that you aren't capable. And, you know, in life we get tested. Times when we want to quit, but without a test, no testimony. And I just want to thank everyone for coming here and sharing this moment